Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of In the Abyss. I'm Rob Adams of the Actors Workshop. I just finished one of my Zoom classes and it kind of enticed me to get on here and do this new episode because it gave me an idea of what to talk about. And today we're going to talk about leaning on your partner, trusting your partner, believing in your partner. You know, last week we talked about it's about yourself. It's about being yourself. And when I was talking about that, I was talking about when you are in the work, using who and what you are, different facets of who and what you are, parts of you that you never use. But the other aspect of that is your partner, right? And you have to trust them. You have to trust that they will do their job. Meaning they're prepared. They are going to trust you. They're going to lean on you. They're going to do all the same things that you're going to do, just like a real relationship. Real relationships work when the couple lean on each other. Friendships, when the friends lean on each other, right? And that means that you have to trust each other. You have to believe in each other and know that that person is there for you. So we're doing this scene tonight, and Smeet and Jasmine just do an amazing job. And here's why. Because they used each other. They used not only how they play off of each other, but they used each other in a way that the dialogue was there to have words to talk about. But really, Jasmine was responding to Smeet, and Smeet was responding to Jasmine with the words they were given. And what was the trigger was how Jasmine saw Smeet and how Smeet saw Jasmine. And that is really what it is when I work with somebody, we know people as we know them. But how much do we really know them? I mean, your spouse, your closest friends, they may know you the best. But the people in our lives, we have an idea about them and how they are, but we don't know all those little inner workings. And we probably will never know those things, right? But we have a perception, we have an idea. And as actors, that's what we use, how we see that person and how we deal with that person and how they deal with us, right? And then on the flip side, they're going to do the same thing. You know, they're going to use you the way they see you. They're going to play off of you the way they're going to play off of you. And that really is what creates the conversation. And in the scene tonight, which was so good, was that they were able to really look at each other, deal with each other, see each other in the situation they were put in as a couple trying to figure out this relationship. Should we take it to the next level and get married? Are we content with where we're at? Well, all these things going on, but it was them dealing with each other. So when they sat there and said, "I love you," it's simple. I love you. Right? And it really left me at the end wanting to see what was going to happen next. And that's what we love about watching movies and great TV shows is what's going to happen next. You know what I mean? So going back to relying on that other person, you know, as actors, the best way to simplify this is that when you are working with somebody, you have to use how you see them. We just talked about it, right? Your perceptions, your read on them. Right? And then deal with them. So in a situation maybe where you might yell at somebody, depending on who the person is, you know, maybe you don't yell at them. You know, I have 3 kids, and in situations, let's say I had the same situation with all 3, I'm going to deal with all 3 of them very differently because they're going to react to it very differently. And instinctively, I know that, you know. So maybe with one where I might raise my voice, the other one I might give a hug. Right? That is acting. You use the person that you're dealing with, their personality and how they are, right? You can't look at the script and go, well, I'm supposed to yell at them and then yell at every person you're working with, because not everybody you deal with you yell at, because some people can handle that, some people can't. Some people deserve to be yelled at, some people don't, right? So you have to deal with that. Well, wait a second, Rob, when you're on the set, when you're on the set, you have a director. And the director's job is not to direct you based off of a script. Their job is to basically direct you off of the direction the film is going or the show is going. And they're going to direct you to get that from point A to point B, and it has nothing to do with the words. The words are there so we have something to talk about, so we can have a conversation about whatever we're given. but really it's really trying to get from point A to point B and using each other. All relationships are not equal, right? So if I'm doing a scene and I'm supposed to have a girlfriend, well, I can't rely on Amy, well, my relationship with Amy, which is so unique and so, different because she's my wife, and go, well, I already know what this is like, so I'll just bring that in. No, because that's unfair to my partner, because my partner is going to be different, and I have to use my partner differently. I have to use them as I see them, right? I've always said this to my students. If relationships were all the same and people were all the same, you'll just marry the first person you date because they're all the same. The reason that you have breakups, the reason you move on, the reason that you do all these things, dating and all those kinds of things, is because you're trying to find that continuity, that match, the thing that works. Well, as actors, we're put together. The continuity's there. You have to make it work. That's your job. So the way you do that is you lean on your partner. You rely on your partner. You trust them. And then they trust you, rely on you, and lean on you. And then it works. And then the words just follow along because it becomes personal. It becomes authentic. It becomes honest. And then people buy into it. I remember after the last Star is Born was done, the third rendition or whatever it was, people were so convinced that Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga were in a relationship. No. And they kept saying in the interviews, no, we're not. But they did their job, so the people that were watching it either A, wanted them to be together, or B, just said no way that they could be that believable without really being a couple. No, they're doing their job. That's your job, right? And that's why you do those things. Now, on the flip side, you may be in a situation where you're breaking up, you're getting divorced, or whatever those kinds of things are, and you have to use that too. And some breakups are kind of easier than others. Some are rougher, some are ugly, right? What does that depend on? It depends on you and how the person sees you, but it's also on them and how you see them. And that's what makes those moments great. It's unpredictable. From person to person, it's unpredictable. From scene to scene, it's unpredictable. From day to day, it's unpredictable. From moment to moment, it's unpredictable. And if you try to manufacture that, or you try to make that up, right, it's going to come across forced, fake, phony, what all those words are, right? But if you deal with them, then it comes across authentic, real, honest, organic, all of those words. And those are the words you want as an actor. So think about this. We talked a couple weeks ago about trusting the process. You got to trust the process, not only from the standpoint of the business, but as an actor. The process of, my job is to be prepared, get on the set, and get ready to work. Now I have to rely on my partner to do their job. I got to trust the process. I have to trust that this person wouldn't be hired if they wouldn't be able to do their job. Trust it, right? We talked about being you. I'm going to be myself in this situation, dealing with the person or persons I've been given to deal with. And then now lean on them to do their part. Hopefully they'll lean on me to do my part. And just like a real relationship, we're off and running. And that's what makes acting phenomenal. And it was so cool to see that tonight in the work that I was like, as soon as class was done, I'm going to get on here. I'm going to film this week's In the Abyss and use this energy and this passion and this great work, and seeing that progression, right? Especially with two of my actors who are the nicest people. But it also shows you that even nice people have that side of them where they have to deal with insecurities, or they have to deal with tough parts in relationships, or jealousy, or whatever those things are. They deal with it in their own way, and that's what's kind of fun. And it was really cool to see, and it was really worth me sitting here going, okay, I'm going to turn the computer around and do this episode. So something to think about when you are working. It's not about you. Yeah, what Rob you talked about last week. It's about you from the standpoint of when you show up, bring you to the work. As soon as you are there on the set, ready to work, now it's not about you. It's about the other person. Just like a real relationship. You have to bring yourself into the relationship. But once you're in that relationship, it's about the other person. And if you want to make a relationship work, if you want to have a long-lasting relationship, you have to rely on the other person. You have to make it about the other person. You have to trust the other person, and vice versa. And that is acting in a nutshell as well. Relationships, acting, one and the same. The difference is, like I said, one is put together, the other one is growing together. We have to, as actors, do our job and just go after we're put together. So hopefully, once again, this helps you. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. Or if you have a comment, and I know I'm starting to get people that have these different comments, and I do appreciate it. It's really cool to see. And I look forward to when I go on my YouTube and I see the little red notice that I have comments, reading them and looking at them. So please keep them coming. Once again, you can also email me at theactorsworkshop.com. Please subscribe to the page. Pass around the word of mouth about this site to people. Let's get it going. Let's get people involved. Let's start getting some really good actors going, right? So, anyways, I will see you next week. Have a great and happy Thanksgiving, and have a great weekend. And we'll see you next week with the next episode.